Germans were applying with devastating logic the first principle of successful modern warfare. To strike at the enemy's air bases and deny him their use, urgent steps had to be taken to protect the defenses of our aerodromes, and for this purpose the RAF Regiment was formed.
The squadrons were organised under wings, or wing headquarters, and one of the key figures for the RAF regiment in the siege of Meiktila is Wing Commander Lander, Cuthbert Mons Bill Lander. Now the thing about Lander was that he wasn't the sort of guy to sit back in his headquarters back in an airfield about an hour's flight away. He actually flew in on the first day, he flew in with the first flights, and he immediately set to organising the defence of the box. The amazing thing about Lander is he could have sat back at his airfield, but he really took control. Now, talking to some of these RAF regiment guys who served there, some of them said he shouldn't have done as much as he did, that it really should have been squadron commanders or even flight commanders that should have been doing what he did. But I think the important thing with that Lander is that he really took control of the situation. He was constantly aware of what was happening, and he was determined to not just sit there in the box, but to go out and deal with the situation and to be constantly aware of what was going on. So the RAF regiment had been at Meiktila for nearly 3 weeks under constant shelling, constant threat of infantry attack, having to clear that runway every morning, or those airstrips every morning. Lander had been constantly going out with these groups to ensure that the runways were clear. So a dawn patrol was led by Wing Commander Lander. It consisted of men of 2708 Squadron and an Indian infantry regiment. They went out onto the runway. They got into deep trouble. The Japanese were waiting for them to come. They'd all basically gone to ground. The commanders of the Indian infantry unit had been wounded. Lander was still okay, but suddenly Ron Finch, who was near him, heard this crack, and Lander was hit. At the same time, Lander's runner, LAC Dakers, was killed a few yards away from him. Now, what they worked out was there was a sniper in a tree. Now, fortunately, there was a Bofors gun back at the D box, and the sergeant in command of it saw the flash of the sniper rifle, and they were able to point the 40mm Bofors at the tree and fire it at it. They saw the tree disintegrate, and the sniper fell to the ground.